Imagine spending over $2,000 on a massive 100-inch window that, well, you have to build yourself. And if you don't like it, you are legally forbidden from returning it. Welcome to today's deep dive.
Yeah, that is a seriously high-stakes purchase.
Right. So our mission today is exploring this highly detailed product listing from HDTVSupply. It's for the Draper 254201 profile plus fixed frame screen. We are looking at the specs, the sneaky logistical engineering, and that serious commitment we just mentioned.
Definitely. I mean, stepping into premium audio-visual gear is a whole different world.
It really is. Like, if a standard TV is a framed painting, this Draper screen is like cutting a hole in your wall to create an infinity pool, just a completely borderless, seamless portal to another world.
In achieving that portal, it actually relies on a surface material called matte White XT1000V.
I mean, that just sounds like alphabet soup.
It really does, yeah. But it's specifically engineered to diffuse light perfectly in all directions. So whether you're sitting dead center or, way off to the side, the image brightness stays exactly the same for everyone in the room.
Oh, wow. So no bad seats.
Exactly. And the Profile Plus design means the whole thing sits, like, less than 2 inches off the wall.
That is incredibly flush. And to keep something that massive perfectly flat without a thick, ugly bezel, the listing mentions it uses these extruded aluminum baffles.
Yeah, the baffles are a really clever piece of engineering.
Right. Basically, they force heated metal through a shaped die to create this super rigid, lightweight skeleton hidden right behind the screen. It supports the edges without wrapping around the front.
Which gives you what they call a mullion-less display.
Meaning absolutely zero border, right?
Zero border. You could literally stick 3 of these side by side in a corporate training room, and it just looks like one continuous, uninterrupted visual field.
Which actually makes the lifting's mention of optional LED backlighting or bias lighting a really fascinating contradiction to that whole design.
Oh, I totally see why you'd say that.
Yeah, I was just looking at that part. If the entire goal is this seamless, edge-free illusion that just melds into the wall, wouldn't glowing lights shooting out from behind it completely ruin the magic?
You would think so.
I mean, you're essentially drawing a bright, glowing outline around the very thing you're trying to make disappear.
It seems totally counterintuitive until you look at the biology of how our eyes process contrast.
Wait, really? Biology?
Yeah. When you watch a bright screen in a pitch-black room, your pupils dilate, letting in way too much light.
Oh, and that washes out the dark colors.
Exactly, and it causes a ton of eye strain. But bias lighting puts this soft glow behind the screen, forcing your pupils to constrict just a little bit.
So it's like a physical hack.
It is a literal biological hack for better contrast. That reaction tricks your brain into perceiving the blacks on the screen as deeper and the colors as richer.
Okay, but you're right on the trade-off. You basically have to choose between that cinematic, borderless immersion and biological visual comfort.
Right. You can't always have both perfectly.
Speaking of trade-offs, let's talk logistics. Okay, looking at these dimensions, 100 inches diagonally.
It's massive.
It is. And I live in a building with a very narrow stairwell. So my first thought looking at this listing is that getting a pre-built frame that size into my living room is physically impossible.
Oh, absolutely impossible.
Right, you aren't pivoting that up to a third-floor apartment or maneuvering it into some tiny basement elevator.
No way. The engineers totally knew that, which is why this ships entirely unassembled. It solves the architectural nightmare of getting giant hardware into finished buildings.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, you just carry the lightweight skeleton up in a compact box, assemble the aluminum frame in the room, and then attach the viewing surface using the specialized sliding hook and loop system.
Wait, hook and loop? Like Velcro?
Basically, yeah.
How does that create the perfectly flat, wrinkle-free surface you need for a high-end projector? I mean, Velcro isn't exactly known for precision.
Well, the sliding mechanism is the key there. Instead of just pulling and sticking it down, the system allows you to make micro adjustments along the entire perimeter.
Oh, so you can fine-tune it.
Exactly. It distributes the tension completely evenly across all 100 inches. You end up with a surface that is drum-tight, which perfectly compensates for any slight shifts in the frame itself.
And that level of precision extends to how you mount it, too. Like, standard wall brackets are in the box, but if you want to hang this beast from the ceiling...
You have to specifically request flown brackets.
Right. You can't just run to the hardware store if you change your mind on installation day.
You really can't. And that rigid installation requirement makes perfect sense once you read the fine print on the store policy.
Oh, man. The ultimate catch.
The fine print always gets you.
So the MSRP is $2,762. though this listing does have it on sale for $2,210. But the price tag isn't the real shocker here.
Not at all.
It is clearly marked as a special order item, strictly non-cancelable, non-returnable, and non-refundable.
Wow. And for you, the buyer, that policy changes the entire nature of the purchase.
Yeah, there is literally zero safety net for buyer's remorse.
Exactly. At this professional tier, the manufacturer is building it specifically for your dimensions. It forces you to treat this not as, an impulse tech buy, but as a permanent architectural upgrade.
You have to meticulously measure your walls, map out your projector throw distance, and just commit fully.
It fundamentally blurs the line between buying a piece of electronics and renovating your house.
It really does. So we've unpacked how this Draper 100-inch screen uses optical engineering to create a borderless illusion.
And how it relies on sliding tension to survive the journey up your stairs.
Right, culminating in a purchase that demands absolute certainty. Which leaves me with this final thought for you.
I love a good final thought.
If you installed a permanent 100-inch borderless window on your wall that you could never ever return, what single looping image would you project on it to entirely change the atmosphere of your space?